Okay, very good evening, guys. This is Yogen from Fosk Technology Jaipur. I hope everyone can hear me. Can you guys please confirm if you can hear me? Okay, a lot of people uh, raising hands and responding in the chat window as well. Okay, thank you, guys. Thank you. So, guys, welcome back to our Python program, Python for Data Science, as per the title. And yesterday, right? Yesterday was the day zero for us. And when we talk about day zero, basically we talk about what is the tool that we are going to use during the training program, what would be the format, right? How it is going to be executed, and what is the takeaway for everyday schedule. वो सब चीजें हम लोगों ने कल डिस्कस की थी और मैंने आपको एक इमेज भी दिखाई थी जिसमें आपको बताया गया था कि what is the day wise schedule for this program, right? And I hope all of you guys have set up your environment, uh, maybe Anaconda Spider or maybe others, right? So guys, can you please confirm if you are done with the setup for Python programming? Are you guys done with the setup? So a lot of people again raising the hand. Okay, that's good. You know, and basically that is the beauty of keeping a day zero, because everything is you know everything is all set, and you can immediately start on the day one without spending time on other logistic issues, because logistic issues are already resolved because of the day zero session, right? So uh, if I talk about like what is the agenda for today, right? So first, I think we should, uh, talk about what is the agenda for today. So agenda for today. So guys, can you see my screen? Okay, that's good. Thank you. So agenda for today. First of all, we are going to talk about, data types in Python. The order may be different when I go in the session, but I talk about data types during the session today. We talk about how to take input from the user. We talk about how to print back. We talk about how to import the libraries in Python. We talk about strings and operations around strings. So that is kind of the agenda for today, right? So let's start with our tool. As I told you yesterday, जैसा कि मैंने कल आप लोगों को बताया था कि हम जो टूल यूज करने वाले हैं पर्टिकुलरली इस सेशन में, वो स्पाइडर होगा, राइट? और कल का मैंने एक छोटा सा इसमें डेमो रखा था, राइट? और उस डेमो में मैंने आपको बताया था कि हाउ टू यूज दिस टूल फॉर योर programming, or for your coding purpose. I'm just going to repeat it again, and then we'll start. So guys, this is your spider, right? ये आपका स्पाइडर है, राइट? यहाँ पे कल मैंने आपको बताया था कि मेजरली आपको स्क्रीन पर 3 विंडोज देखेंगे, राइट? और जो लेफ्ट साइड की जो विंडो है जिसको हम लोग एडिटर विंडो कहते हैं, यहाँ पे हम अपना कोड लिखेंगे, राइट? जो भी कोड एग्जीक्यूट होगा उसका क्या रिस्पॉन्स आया है वो हमको यहाँ पे कंसोल में दिखाई देगा, राइट? जो भी हम स्टेटमेंट या सेट ऑफ स्टेटमेंट जो भी रन करेंगे वो यहाँ पे हमें दिखाई देगा, जो आप यहाँ पे देख रहे हैं. सो दिस इज हाउ कंसोल जिसको कहते हैं. और ऊपर का जो विंडो है, जो मैंने कल भी आपको बताया था कि एक मल्टीपर्पज विंडो है. जो भी वेरिएबल्स, जो भी डेटा स्ट्रक्चर्स आप अपने कोडिंग के दौरान यूज करेंगे, उनमें क्या वैल्यूज हैं, क्या वैल्यूज नहीं हैं, किस टाइप की वैल्यूज हैं, वो सब चीजें आपको इस विंडो में दिखाई देती रहेंगी. राइट। एंड इस विंडो का जो टैब फिलहाल सेलेक्टेड है वो है वेरिएबल एक्सप्लोरर, राइट। तो ये चीज यहाँ पे हुई है। और उसके अलावा मैंने आपको एक और चीज बताई थी, वो ये बताया था कि जब भी आप कोई डायरेक्टरी चूज करेंगे यहाँ से, व्हेन यू सेलेक्ट द डायरेक्टरी, जो भी फोल्डर आपने सेलेक्ट किया उस फोल्डर में क्या फाइल्स हैं, क्या सब फोल्डर्स हैं, वो आपको यहाँ पे दिखाई देते रहेंगे। सो दैट वाज द लिटिल एक्सप्लेनेशन आई डिड यस्टरडे एज वेल, राइट। आज का जो मैं कोड या जो भी एक्सप्लेनेशंस होंगे रिगार्डिंग पाइथन प्रोग्रामिंग एंड रिगार्डिंग द एजेंडा दैट वी हैव सेट फॉर टुडे, वो आपको इस फाइल के अंदर मिलेगा, day_1.py। ये .py फाइल आपको आपकी गूगल ड्राइव पर भी अवेलेबल रहेगी, राइट। और गूगल ड्राइव का जो लिंक है कल भी आप लोगों को शेयर किया गया था, मैं वापस से शेयर कर रहा हूँ कि दिस इज द ड्राइव लिंक दैट यू हैव टू एक्सेस, राइट। और जब आप यहाँ पे जाएंगे, जैसा कि अब आप मेरी स्क्रीन पे देख सकते हैं, दिस इज द ड्राइव लिंक। ये कल भी मैंने यहाँ पे आपको बताया था। देखेंगे यहाँ पर एक नई फाइल आपको दिखेगी assignments.txt, राइट। ये वो फाइल है जिसमें डेली के असाइनमेंट्स आपको मिलेंगे। सिल्वेस्टर जो 6 बजे के बाद जब आपको एक्सप्लेन करेंगे कि इनमें से कौन सा असाइनमेंट आज करना है, कौन सा नहीं करना है, उसके बारे में बात होगी 6 बजे, राइट। और जो असाइनमेंट्स आपको डेली बेसिस पे दिए जाएंगे उनके सॉल्यूशंस आपको इस फोल्डर में मिलेंगे, राइट। सॉल्यूशन फोल्डर में अभी फिलहाल ये फोल्डर ब्लैंक है, बट जैसे असाइनमेंट आपको आज दिए जाएंगे और कल की क्लास से पहले आज के असाइनमेंट्स का सॉल्यूशन मिल जाएगा। सो बेसिकली नेक्स्ट डे सॉल्यूशन अपडेट होंगे, राइट। तो इस तरीके से चीजें हैं यहाँ पे, डिवाइस शेड्यूल, अदर चीजें भी हैं जो कि आप ऑलरेडी अब जानते हैं। सो गाइज, इज दैट क्लियर टू यू कि assignments.txt फाइल आपके गूगल ड्राइव में अवेलेबल है, वहां से आपको असाइनमेंट्स पिक करने हैं और उनका सबमिशन गूगल फॉर्म के थ्रू होगा। उस गूगल फॉर्म का लिंक भी कल मैंने आपको बता दिया था कि व्हाट इज द गूगल फॉर्म लिंक टू सबमिट योर असाइनमेंट्स। आई एम जस्ट गोइंग टू reshare it with you guys again, right? So these are the two important links, and rest of the things are not that much important as of now. So I think we are good to start now, right? मैं थोड़ा सा फॉन्ट साइज बढ़ा रहा हूँ, आप फॉन्ट अपने कोडिंग का बढ़ा सकते हैं। मैंने कमांड एंड प्लस बटन दबाए हैं कीबोर्ड पर, राइट। जो लोग विंडोज यूज कर रहे हैं वो लोग कंट्रोल बटन दबाएंगे, ठीक है। सो दैट इज द केस। नाउ यहाँ पर जब भी हम किसी भी प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज की बात करते हैं, सबसे पहले हमारे ख्याल यह आता है कि यार कमेंट कैसे लिखेंगे, राइट। और जो लोग सी प्रोग्रामिंग या किसी भी अदर प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज के बैकग्राउंड से आते हैं, उनको पता है कि कमेंट क्या होता है, राइट। सो व्हाट यू कैन डू इन दैट वे, हाउ वी कैन पुट, राइट, a comment in Python programming. So this is how you put a single line comment. You use a hash here, right? So that's the hash, and we will say this is the single line comment, right? So this is the single line comment, guys. ये तो हुआ single line comment. What about multi line commenting? For that purpose, we use triple quotes, guys. We use triple quotes. So this is the triple quote. It is the starting triple quote, and this is the ending triple quote, right? And whatever you write in between, that would be considered as a comment, right? So we can say this is the multi-line comment. So now you can see, guys, all of these 3 lines, right? This line, right? This line and this line. All of these 3 lines are commented now because of triple quotes in the code. So guys, is that clear that we can have, 2 types of commenting in Python? One is a single line comment, right? and the other is a multi-line comment. How to put a single line comment? That I have told you that you have to use, hash here, and for multi-line commenting, this is how you have to use. So guys, is that clear to you? Right? One guy, Ansh Gupta, has reported that there is a voice is not uh, audible. Guys, can you hear me?
So your
Right?
voice is audible, no
Okay.
issues.
Okay, fine, right. So that seems to be some issue at their end with the network, maybe. So this is how you put a comment. Okay, now guys, let's move to the next part. In a C programming, you used to write a statement to include some of the header files, right? If you remember, this was something a statement kind of hash include math dot h. This is a C a coding here, right? C programming. So I would say it is C programming, right? So in this way, you were able to include your math library, and that library had a lot of functions, right, that you can use directly without writing them. They were inbuilt, they were written in this file, and you can directly use them. That was kind of the way there. Now, what to do if you want to include, let's say, math library, right? So header files in the C programming are called libraries here. You can compare in that way. So how I write it? Import math, right? Import math. This is the way of telling Python that you have to import a math library, right? So this is how to import math. And there you can see on the console, guys, I have selected it, right? I have selected it, and how to execute it in the spider. Press shift and then press the enter button, right? Shift enter, right? So this is the way you can see, and on the console we don't get any error. That means we have successfully imported the math library in our Python code. Now, math library has a lot of functions, and I want to know how many functions are there in this library, right? So for that purpose, what we can do, we can call a method, and that method basically prints the list of functions that this library has. So how to do that? So print statement is there. Now I will call that function, that the name of that function is dir. Name of that function is dir, and in the dir you have to specify the name of your library. So currently we are interested in math library, and that's how we write this, and we got a list here on the console. So guys, can you see on the console that we are so just a minute, I just need to set up some windows here. Okay, okay, and I can just remove it. Yeah. So guys, there you can see a lot of functions available in the math library. You can see some of the trigonometric functions as well. You can see a lot of functions here. What I can name couple of them. So maybe you can see the sqrt, right? This is how sqrt here, guys. There you can see a POW, that is the power. So how to use these functions, how to use these functions. So I know I have imported the math library. Now I know the list of functions that are available in that math library. Now how to use them. So for example, I want to use this function sqrt, which stands basically for square root, right? So for that, what you have to do, you have to call one more function to know the specific details of a given function. So for that, what you have to do, you have to write a print statement, and then you have to write help, right? and in the help you have to give the name of the function, in which you are interested to get the details. So how to write that? Math dot sqrt. So this is the way you can know the details of your sqrt function. So let's select it and press shift enter, and there you see the help is there. So what what we are getting as a help, this is saying that this is the function sqrt, and here you see return the square root of x. That means if you give x to sqrt function, it will return a square root. So now we know how to use it. So now let's use it in a reality, and how we can do that. So we use math.sqrt, and now I want to calculate the square root of, let's say, 16 here, right? So in this way, if you select it, this will print the square root of value 16, and there you can see the output coming as 4.0. If you are from a programming background, you know that this value is actually a float value. This value is actually a float value, right? And that is the one example I can take from math library. Is that clear to you, guys, that how we have imported a math library in line number 12, right? And at line number 14, we come to know what are the functions available within this library. And at line number 16, we come to know how to use a specific function by knowing the details, right? And in line number 18, we actually called that function sqrt, right? So I think this is clear. I'm going to take one more example. Let's say in the list you see one more, function name POW, right? Which stands for power, basically. Let's know more details around this POW. So how to know the more details around POW? We are going to use the library name. We are going to use the dot operator, and then we are going to say the name of my function POW. And for that, you have to call the help, right? So this is, you call the help, and let's run this code. And now you get to see that this POW function basically requires two values, x and y, right? And what it returns x to the power y, where you see the 2 stars. So double star means power. So x to the power of y, right? And that means if we want to calculate, if we want to calculate 2 to the power, let's say 8, how you can, calculate this expression, right? So now let's see how to call that. So we have a print, then we have a math, then we have a dot, then we have a POW, and then we have to provide the two values x and y. In our case, the x is equal to 2 and y is equal to 8. And this is how you calculate a, this is how you calculate 2 to the power 8. So guys, is that clear? Is that, clear to you that you can, import any library, right? And accordingly, you can find out what are the various methods and functions available in that library. Is that clear to you guys? Right? So, we can use a couple of libraries, so import pandas, kind of library. So you can say, so you can import any library in that way, right? In case any library is not available, right? Any library is not available, you can install it, right? You can install it. And how to install that? You have to go to the console window, right? And you have to say exclamation mark, right? And then you have to say pip, right? And then you have to say install, right? And then you have to say, let's say, the name of your library that you want to install. So let's say you want to do this, install pandas, right? So pip install pandas is the command through which you can, install a new library which is not available, with, spider already. अगर कोई ऐसी library जो पहले से available नहीं है और आपको चाहिए अपने project में, तो आप इस तरीके से इसको use कर सकते हैं. So this is how you can use that. So so guys, there you can see a couple of outputs there, and it says requirement already satisfied. That means this file, this library pandas is already available in the Spider, and it is already installed. But if you want to install any new library, the the method remains the same. You have to use this command, exclamation mark pip install and name of your library in which you are interested. So guys, is that clear to you? In case you want to add a new library. Yes. So Keshav Kansal having a question, does this command need an internet connection? Yes, it will need an internet connection because it connects to the server and finds the library that you are interested in, and in that way it requires an internet connection. Is that clear, Keshav? Okay, guys, right. So I think that's how we can use any library in our environment for our project work, right? Now guys, everyone focus on the screen. I'm going to write a couple of statements and I will explain what is the meaning for that statement. What is the meaning of that statement, right? So guys, let's see with that. So at line number 29, I write something, A is equal to 10, right? A is equal to 10. What is the meaning of this statement? Let's understand that, right? This statement says that you are going to use a variable whose name is A. This is the name of my variable, right? And whose initial value is 10. So this is how you say that there is a variable with the name A whose initial value is 10, right? But hold on, guys. In this statement, I do not specify the type of the variable, right? I just write the name A and equal to 10, and that's it, right? Let me run this line. So I select it, press Shift Enter, run it, go to the variable explorer. There you see the entry for A, right? And now I have declared a variable with the name A whose initial value is 10. Now I want to know the type of this variable, the data type of this variable. So with this statement, one thing is very clear, guys, right? One thing is very clear, guys, that we do not give the explicit data type to our variables, right? That means in C programming, what we used to do, right? In C programming, we used to write the same statement in this way: int A is equal to 10, and then semicolon. This is the C equivalent. But if you want to declare an integer type variable in Python, right, with the name A whose initial value is 10, right, you have to just write this statement: A is equal to 10. And now if you want to know that what is the type of my variable A, I can use a function, inbuilt function type. That is the name of my function, type. And in type I specify, right, I specify the name of my variable. So here I do A, and this is the way you can come to know that what is the type of your variable. So can you guys confirm that you got this statement, that in these two lines exactly what we are doing? We are going to declare a variable whose name is A, and the data type is actually integer, because data type is decided by the value assigned to it. If you assign an integer value, the data type of A becomes integer. If you assign a float value, the data type of A becomes float, right? And if you assign a Boolean value to it, A becomes Boolean, right? So now tell me, I have a question for you guys. If at line number 33, so this is a question for you guys, and this question comes from, what I said, just now. If I say B is equal to 2.3, can you guys let me know what would be the data type for, variable B? What would be the data type? So a lot of people coming and saying float, 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 right? So there is no concept of double in Python programming, like C, guys. So it is actually a float. And how come I know this is a float? I can call again a type function, and in the type now I specify the name of my variable. This time it is B actually, and there you see the type is coming a float, right? Okay, guys. Uh, now I take one more variable. C is equal to true, and as I write true, where capital T is capital, there you can see the color got changed. Can you guys let me know what would be the type this time? A lot of people again coming and saying it is actually a Boolean. So now let's say print, and then we type and then C, right? So जैसा मैं पहले भी बता चुका हूँ, right? Whatever the value assigned, if you assign an integer value, your variable becomes integer. If you assign a float value, if your variable becomes float. If you assign true or false, which is actually a Boolean, right? Then that your variable becomes bool, right? So here you see the guys, this time we get a bool. Bool stands for Boolean actually, right? Where you see true false kind of stuff now. Let's see one more variable, right? In C programming, null, right? So if you want to assign a null value in Python, you have to say none, right? So this is equivalent to null actually in C, right? And if you want to know the type of this variable, so we have again, called the same function type, and this type you see, that this type, it comes out to be none type, right? So guys, see, this was an integer variable declaration with the name A, initial value 10. This is a float variable declaration with the name B, initial value 2.3. This is a bool, a variable declaration. Name is C, initial value is true, and this is, none value assigned to D, and the type becomes, none type here. And finally, I take E equal to, I say FOSS coding school, right? So this is the name of our academy. E is equal to FOSS coding school. And now see what type comes for this kind of a data. Now you can see, guys, this is actually a string. Why it is a string? You can easily see it's in a double quotes, right? And if you say it into a double quotes, we can get the type of this as well. So now you can see type, and we can specify the name here, and there you see, guys, the type comes out to be str, right? And now, guys, I'll take couple of different flavors here. I will take couple of different flavors here for these two lines. I'll just copy it and paste it here. And rather than double quote, I'll keep this string, actually this piece of text, in a single quote here, guys, right? So this time I'm using a single quote, not double quote, right? And let's say I say it is F actually. So now and I will say F here as well. So F is equal to FOSS coding school, but in single quote. And now let's see the type, guys, here, str. That means what is, what I want to let you know, whether I write into a double quote or whether I write in a single quote, for Python, it is all string, right? Double quote, string, single quote, string again, right? So in both of these cases, it's a string. Okay, now let's see one more, a flavor of this statement. I say G is equal to, right? G is equal to, let's say, A, right? And now this time you see, guys, I'm using a single quote and there is a single letter only. And now let's find out the type of this as well. So I say type function and I pass the name of my variable, which is G in this case. And now see, this again comes out to be str, right? So guys, there is a difference now from C programming. From your C background, you will assume that this is going to be a char, but this is not a char, right? this is again a string in Python. Now we are in a different world, guys. We are into Python now. We are not into C programming now, right? So this is not a character as per your C programming understanding. This is again a string. This is again str, right? Now again, let me take one more case here. I will take all of these cases here, guys. There you see G, and let's say H, and now I put this into double quotes, right? And this is how I do that. So I take this flavor as well, where I have only one letter, but in double quotes, right? And there again, you see, this is also a string, and in short, we call as str, right? So Python has primarily, right? Python has, these different data types at primary level. So if I, put a multi-line comment, this is the way I can put a multi-line comment, right? So whatever I write in between becomes a multi-line comment. So I would say data types in Python, right? Can you guys let me know? The one becomes integer, the other one was float, third one was bool, right? The fourth one was, you can say str, and last we'll keep the none type, right? So these are, and this is the way you can have this, right? And whatever you write in Python is always case sensitive, guys, right? Whatever you write in Python is always case sensitive, right? So a capital letter variable, would be a different than the small letter variable, right? So, this is how you can do that, right? And if you want to declare a variable, but don't want to initialize it with a value, right? What you can do, the only thing that you can do would be like something like that, your variable name, just let me go out of this comment section. So variable name is equal to none. So this is how you declare a variable whose initial value is not known to you guys, whose initial value is not, known to you guys. So I think I have answered your question. Initially, you want to declare a variable, you want to use a variable whose initial value is not known to you, and that way you can do that. Mayank Acharya, I think it should be clear to you now, right? So yes, Sukhdev, right? So this is how you do that. So guys, do you copy now? Do you copy me in terms of data types in Python? Can you name them, right? Can you name them in chat window if you are clear? Okay, a lot of people saying copy. Okay, yeah. Nimesh Joshi, Vijay Chavda, Kaushalya from Gandhinagar. Okay, okay. So this is how, So last line is just saying that you declare a variable whose name is var name and whose initial value is, cap none, right? So, okay. So now, again, a little bit of stuff from your C programming background. So there is no character data type in Python, right? There is no, character data type in Python. Everything, even a single character is a str. Single character in Python is also a str, right? So we'll, talk about more into that. Now, guys, let me, take a couple of more things around string. This, this time I'm going to talk about string. So guys, now let's focus here, and I'll take your doubts and questions, while we are into a doubt session after 6, right? So if you have any questions, guys, please keep it with you, keep it noted, right? And ask when you are into the discussion round, right? कुछ लोगों के सवाल मैं जरूर इस दौरान लेता हूं, but not everyone, right? So आप लोगों के सवाल के जवाब सभी के दिए जाएंगे, right? But अभी आपको थोड़ा सा वेट करना पड़ेगा और 6 बजने का इंतजार करना पड़ेगा, and then we take those, right? So Now guys, I want to take some input from the user now. I want to take some input from the user now, right? So for that, I called a function input. Input is the name of method through which I can take values, I can read values from the user. Okay, so this is the name of your function input. Input method, requires a message that would be shown to the user. So I say a message here, enter the name, right? So this is the message that would be visible to the user, right? When I run this, right? When I run this, it will show a message, enter the name. And when someone enters the name, it reads that name. But input says where to assign that name, which I have just, read. So I say, okay, let's take a variable here, right? So I would say name of my variable is str1, right? So now guys, you see that I've called an input method, right? And this input method, we have given a message that would be visible to the user. And whatever we read from the user would be assigned to a variable called str1. So let's run it. So we have to select it first, guys. When we select it, we run it. And when we run it, we see it on the console. There is a message coming up. So guys, can you see we got the message here? This is the same message what we wrote here in terms of a string here. So whatever the string I wrote here, it is there on the console window. Enter the name. Now I enter the name, let's say Fosk, right? And now I have given the name Fosk, and this should come in which variable? This should be stored in variable name str1. So can I print it back? So I have to use print statement, and then I have to specify the name of the variable which holds this string, Fosk, and there you see str1. And when I print str1, this is the name, right? So input is the method through which you can read data from the user. But now there is one question, guys. I should check what is the type of str1, right? So how to check the type of str1? So I can call this method as type, and I can specify the name of the variable which holds this, str1, and there you see the str, right? So this is the way you can, take input from the user. And mind it, guys, I'm just putting a stress here. Input always reads the data given by the user in str type only. I'm just repeating again. Input method will always read the data given by the user in str type only, in string type only. Is that clear to you guys what I say? Input method will always take the value as str type only, right? Given this statement, now I call the input method again. So now I say input, right? An input method, now this time I say enter the marks. See guys, right? Enter the marks. And now I take marks is equal to this. So I have written a statement in which I'm going to call a method input, and it will print a message to the user. User will give some marks, will enter some marks, and they will be stored in this variable marks, right? Now let's run it, guys. Focus here. It's a very important part coming up. So marks is equal to input this. The message coming up on the console window, enter the marks. I enter the marks. Let's say I got 68 marks, right? Now 68. Now let me know, guys. I want to know what is the type of marks. What is the type of my variable marks, which actually holds, Now see guys, don't be in hurry. Let me print the marks without knowing the type. So I say marks. So I'm just writing the name of variable directly in the console. So there you see, right? I write the marks. I can just, increment the font a little bit. So there you see, guys. And now when I print marks, guys, right? When I print marks, can you see a single quote around 68? Can you see a single quote? And if you see a single quote around 68, now you should realize that the type is, is string. And I have already given you a statement that input method will always read data in str format only, in string format. So even though you have entered marks 68, but for Python, this is still a string. This is still a string. So type of this function, type of this variable, is str only. But now, guys, question comes. I want marks in integer. I want marks in float, right? So I cannot continue, right, having marks as str. I cannot continue forward having marks as str type. I have to change the type of marks now. I have to change. So how to change the type? For that, I have to use a concept called typecasting. So what statement I have to write? Currently, the type of marks is str, but now I'm interested to convert this data type into integer format. So I will say int. I'll just put int a keyword ahead of marks, right? And this way, right, it will typecast marks which are currently in str form to an integer type, and now I can assign that new value back to same variable. So marks is equal to this. So this is basically overwriting. So before execution of this statement, marks is str. After the execution of this statement, marks become integer. So currently you can see the type of marks is str. There you see, guys. And now when I execute it, there you see type comes out to be, integer, right? This comes out to be integer. Guys, is that clear to you? If you want to typecast into a float, what you have to make a change? You have to just make a change here, float. So this becomes a float, right? So give saying yes. So guys, is that clear to you that how we have used the input method, which always reads data in str format, but because this time we wanted to read the data marks into integer, we had to do a typecasting here. And because of the typecasting, we were able to get the data in our required format. One more thing, guys. Here you see these two statements can be clubbed together. If you see these two statements, line number 71 and line number 75, they can be clubbed together. How come they can be clubbed? So you see here we are using marks, and from where we are getting these marks? From this statement. So what I can say, I can replace this marks with this statement, right? So marks is equal to input. So I'll just copy it, and instead of marks I can write this. So there you can see, guys, right? Now this statement has two operations in a single line. First, it will execute the input method, show the message to the user, and whatever the input is given by the user, it will typecast to float and assign it to marks variable. So this is how you write a single statement to read the value as well as typecasting to a type in which you want the data. Is that clear to you, guys? This is called as a chaining concept in Python. This is called as chaining concept. Chain, right? जैसे कोरोना की chain बन रही है आजकल इंडिया में. This is how we chain, multiple methods together in Python. This is called as chaining, and you can have, as many methods as you want this way. Is that clear to you guys? Do you guys copy me? बता दिया करो भैया, सो तो नहीं गए हो यारो? A lot of people saying now yes. मतलब दो की दबाने में भी जो है लगता है अरे यार कौन हाथ स्ट्रेच करेगा, कौन उस की को दबाएगा. नहीं भैया दबा दिया करो, उससे क्या होता है कि पता चलता रहता है कि तुम लोग वास्तव में सीख रहे हो या सुनने को कुछ समझ में आ रहा है, नहीं आ रहा है, राइट? सो इस तरीके से सो गाइज, आर यू एंजॉयिंग? इज इट कुछ मजा लग रहा है, कुछ ठीक लग रहा है? ओके, so a lot of people saying fun, interesting, variable, yes, perfect, okay, cool, okay, fine, yeah, good one, nice, explain. Deepika Kalyan, nicely explained, it's fun, okay, fine, good. So now a lot of people responding, so now guys, in case your output is not coming, just type print. यहाँ पे print use कर लेना, कई कुछ एडिटर में थोड़ा इशू है, अगर आपको आपके स्टेटमेंट एग्जीक्यूशन के बाद आपको कुछ रिजल्ट नहीं मिल रहा है तो यहाँ प्रिंट लगा लेना, एंड देन थिंग्स विल कम ऑन द कंसोल, राइट? नाउ गाइस, last topic of the day, that is we are going to discuss now. Guys, focus again, very interesting topic coming up. Now at line number 79, I write a statement str is equal to, let's say, FOSS Technologies. So str1 is equal to this. अब तो जैसा सभी लोग जानते ही हैं कि ये एक string है. This is str, right? Because now you can clearly see the text is under the double quote, and whether it's a double quote, whether it's a single quote, whether it's a single character within double quote, whether it's a single character in a single quote, everything is str in Python. There is no confusion, right? So obviously the type of my variable str1 actually is str. So this is how we do that, right? Now सी प्रोग्रामिंग में सबसे पहले जब भी स्ट्रिंग ऑपरेशंस आते थे, वहां पे एक सवाल पूछा जाता था कि व्हाट इज द लेंथ ऑफ योर गिवन स्ट्रिंग, व्हाट इज द लेंथ ऑफ योर गिवन स्ट्रिंग. देयर वाज अ फंक्शन कॉल्ड strlen, राइट? strlen was the function name in your C programming. Here we have a method called len. So how to use len method? So we are using len method here. It requires the name of your object, name of your variable. This time our variable is str1, and this way we can get to know the length of my string. So length of my string comes out to be 18. That means, how come the 18 is coming? This is our first character, right? First letter, so 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, then 6, space is also counted, then 7, then 8, then 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. So this is the length of my given string I can get to know, right? So when we write a hash, guys, this is actually a comment, Deepika Kalyan, right? So when we write a hash here, so this is how you do that. No, Sukhdev, not here, right? So this is how you can get to know the length of your string, right? Now, guys, now we are moving to a concept, and using that concept we can print the sub part of a given string. Sub part means उसका छोटे हिस्से को भी हम print कर सकते हैं. आपको एक string दे रखी है, हम उसके छोटे हिस्से को भी print कर सकते हैं. Generally that is called as substring or sub part of the string, right? So now if I say a statement like this, right? str1, guys, see, let me increase the font a little bit, and now I specify an index. So how to specify an index in a string? So this is the way. You are using a square bracket here, and in the square bracket I specify a value 0. What is the meaning of this statement? The meaning of this statement says that in your string, right, in your string str1, I want the letter which is at index 0. So basically this is the indicator of the index. And what is the concept of index? Index means this string here, capital F has an index value 0. The index of the first character is 0. So by default, indexing in Python starts from 0. So this is at index 0, then it's index 1, then index 2, then index 3, and so forth, right? So this way, if I want to run this statement at line number 86, I will only get a letter which is at index 0, and right now at str1, index 0 holds a character capital F, you can see, right? So I see output in the console as capital F only, and there you can see it is a string actually, right? क्योंकि वो single quote के अंदर वहाँ पे दिखाया गया है. I can take another index value as well. So can I go and print something like that? Can you guys let me know what would be the output if I specify index 2 there? So guys, now you understand. So this is index 0, fine. This is index 1 and this is index 2. So at index 2, we get the value R. Okay. Now, we can specify a range as well, guys. We can specify a range as well. So how to specify a range? So far, we are only able to print a single letter. Can we specify a range and get more than one letter? Yes, we can get. How to do that, guys? Let's understand that. At line number 90, I'm going to write that. So in the str1, I can do a couple of things. You use a colon, okay, to specify the range. Before colon, you have to specify the start index. So you have to specify the start. And after the column, you have to specify the end index, right? And it will print all the letters starting from start till end -1, right, guys? Right? So this will print all the characters, all the letters with start index, then going to start +1, and then up to end -1 only. End will not be included, right? So if I specify after the explaining this statement, if I say str1, guys, and I say 0 and then colon and then I say 10, right? That means now characters or letters at 0, then 1, then 2, and then 3, 4, 5, and up to 9 only will be printed. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9 तक ही जाएगा. 10 excluded है, लेकिन 0 included है. तो start वाला तो index included रहता है, लेकिन end वाला included नहीं रहता है. So this way, guys, if you print it, here you see the sub part of your string has been printed, right? This concept in Python is known as slicing. क्या कहते हैं इसको Python में? Slicing कहते हैं, slicing, right? जैसे सब्जी की slices बना देते हैं, right? तो उसी तरीके से यहाँ पे this is called as slicing, right? Again, guys, I can have something like that as well. I say 2 and then I say column, and I don't specify the end actually. मैंने यहाँ पर सिर्फ starting index दिया है लेकिन end नहीं दिया है. तो क्या करेगा? Starting index 2 से लेकर के पूरी स्ट्रिंग जब तक खत्म नहीं हो जाती तब तक प्रिंट करता रहेगा. मतलब स्टार्ट तो 2 से कर देगा, लेकिन क्योंकि आपने एंड नहीं दिया है तो इट विल गो अप टू द complete end of a string. So this is the way you can see it will start from R, which is at index 2, and then takes the entire string after that, right? So spaces are also counted there in slicing, guys. Okay. Can I write something like that? str1. So now I'm taking different flavors of the indexing, guys, right? So now I say str1, and then I say colon, but I do not specify the start, and then I say 10. In this case, guys, if you do not specify the start, by default it will start from 0. By default, if the start index is not given, it will start from index 0 only. But कहाँ तक जाएगा? सिर्फ index 9 तक जाएगा. कहाँ तक जाएगा? सिर्फ index 9 तक जाएगा. तो we are getting letters at index 0, then 1, then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? तो यहाँ तक आपके पास रहेंगे. So this is the way you guys do that. So this is how you specify. So, okay, if I say something like str1 and then I say colon only and I do not specify the start and even I do not specify the index. मैंने दोनों में से कुछ भी specify नहीं किया है, ना start ना end. What would happen in this case, guys? Is it a valid indicator? Is it valid syntax? As per our concept, if I do not specify the start, by default it takes 0, and if I do not specify the end, it will take the entire string, and this way, you know, this prints the entire string. That means this is actually equivalent to str1 only, right? So whole string gets printed here. So this is how you do that, guys. Now, again, one more thing, guys. Again, one more thing, guys, right? I say str1, I say start index, then column, then I say end index, then I take one more column as well, and there I specify the step. There I specify the step, guys, right? Now, what is the meaning of this? I take an example to make you understand around that. So I take str1, I take index 0, then colon start, and then colon 2. What is the meaning at line number 105? Understand that, guys. First two values are specifying the range. So you have to start from index 0 and go up to index 9 because 10 is excluded. Between that range from 0 to 9, you have to take a step is equal to 2. That means you have to take every alternate character. हर दूसरे character को read करना है, right? So that is the stepping. जैसे मैडक hopping नहीं करता ना, यहाँ से चल के वहां चला गया, तो भैया start करो 0 से, फिर 1 को छोड़ दो, फिर 2 को लो, फिर 3 को छोड़ दो, फिर 4 को लो, फिर 5 को छोड़ दो, फिर 6 को लो. This is the way you have to do. So this is how you can do that, guys. Right? Okay, guys, let me know what is your response in this case. If I write something like that, I have started with index 0 and index is 10, the stepping is 1. That means it will print from index 0 to index 9 because the step is 1. It will take all the indexes without leaving anything from 0 to 9. Right? So it's a normal print basically, right? This is equivalent to what? This is exactly equivalent to this. This is exactly equivalent, right? Okay, now coming up, there is a concept, there is a concept of reverse indexing in Python as well. So now see, guys, if I say str1 and in the index I say -1, I say -1, what is the meaning of this? This is a statement saying that print the last letter from the string str1. Print the last letter. -1 indicates the last letter, last character in your given string. So this way it should print what? S, right? So this is how. And if I say -2, that prints the second last character in your string, right? This should print the second line. So now this is how you say. And if I want to print the third last, so I can say, the third last in that way, this is the third last. So there is a reverse indexing as well. Now let me show you an image that clears out the things, right? There you see an image on your screen, guys. This is the screen, right? Now you say we have a string जिसमें क्या लिखा हुआ है? Monty Python. So capital M, then O, then N, then T, then Y, then space. So space का भी index है. फिर then capital P, Y, T, H, O, N. Here you see यहाँ ऊपर जो लिखे हुए हैं वो forward indexing है. So always indexing starts with index 0. So 0 is here, then 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, and so on. Right? एंड अगर आपने यहाँ पे लिख दिया ब्रैकेट में 6:10, तो आपको समझ में आना चाहिए कि भैया स्टार्ट 6 से हो रहा है, 6 भी प्रिंट होगा, 7 भी होगा, 8 भी होगा, 9 तक ही जाएगा, क्योंकि वहां पे 10 दे रखा है, 10 तो एक्सक्लूडेड है। तो इसीलिए आपको थोड़े से ग्रे एरिया में दिख रहा है कि इसने क्या दिखाया सिलेक्शन 6, 7 और 8 और 9 का। बट डाउन साइड में देखो तो वहां पे नेगेटिव इंडेक्सिंग भी लिखी हुई है, जिसमें ये बताया जा रहा है कि लास्ट कैरेक्टर का इंडेक्स -1 भी आप लिख सकते हैं, then -2, -3, -4, -5 and so on this way, right? और उसका कुछ एक एग्जांपल भी आपको यहाँ पे दिखाया गया है कि अगर आपने रेंज में लिख दिया लेट्स से -12, -7, इसका क्या मतलब है? इसका मतलब है -12 को लो स्टार्टिंग में, फिर -11, फिर -10, फिर -9 और फिर -8, -7 एक्सक्लूडेड है। ध्यान रखिएगा, आपको वैलिड सिलेक्शन तभी मिलेगा जब स्टार्टिंग इंडेक्स इज लोअर देन द एंड इंडेक्स। स्टार्टिंग इंडेक्स इज लोअर देन द एंड इंडेक्स। तो -12 नंबर लाइन पर -7 से छोटा है, राइट? -12 नंबर लाइन पर, जो आप मैथमेटिक्स में बच्चे होते हैं ना, वो जब हम लोग चौथी पांचवी पढ़ा करते थे, so -12 is lower than the -7 and that's why you get this selection, right? So this is a slicing concept. Now let me take one more example, guys. Let me take one more example and then we finish off the slicing concept in a string. Here you say I write this, then I say colon 1. Guys, do you get it? What is the meaning of this statement here? No, Aditi, there is no. यहां पे देखिए क्या लिखा हुआ है। हमने स्टार्ट इंडेक्स नहीं दिया है तो 0 से लेगा, हमने एंड इंडेक्स भी नहीं दिया है तो पूरी स्ट्रिंग लेगा, हमने स्टेपिंग 1 दी है तो किसी भी उसको नहीं छोड़ेगा। सो दैट मीन्स इट प्रिंट्स द होल स्ट्रिंग एंड देयर वी गेट इट, राइट? नाउ अभी मेरी स्टेपिंग फॉरवर्ड है, ध्यान दीजिए गाइस, जो मैं लिख रहा हूं अभी मेरी स्ट्रिंग फॉरवर्ड है। अगर मैं अपनी स्टेपिंग को उल्टी डायरेक्शन में लेके चलता हूं, सो नाउ आई से -1। आर यू गेटिंग गाइस? तो ना मैंने स्टार्ट स्पेसिफाई किया, ना मैंने एंड स्पेसिफाई किया, बस स्टेपिंग जो है 1 की जगह -1 लिख दी है। तो 1 की वजह से तो पूरी स्ट्रिंग फॉरवर्ड डायरेक्शन में प्रिंट हो रही थी, अब मेरी वही स्ट्रिंग रिवर्स डायरेक्शन में प्रिंट होने लग जाएगी। कंप्लीट reversal of your string. So this is the way you can reverse your string as well, which was a difficult task in C programming, right? Why it is so? Because basically आपने stepping जब -1 किया तो हुआ क्या, यहां से उसने सिलेक्शन तो पूरा ले रखा है कि भैया ना तो आपने स्टार्ट दिया है ना ही एंड दिया है, तो दैट मींस इट सेलेक्ट्स द एंटायर स्ट्रिंग। But rather than moving forward, because of -1, it actually starts from here, -1. So now -1, -1, coming back in a very opposite direction. If I take 1 only, I go in the forward direction. I would take -1, it goes into the reverse direction, right? So Deepika, I think it should be clear now. So this is how we can reverse the string as well, right? So guys, is that clear to you? Okay. Now guys, let's say I write str1 is equal to Fosk Jaipur. This time I take one more example, str1. I want to know what is the index for this k. If I visually see, I can see the capital F is index 0, then index 1, then index 2, then index 3, then index 4. So k is actually at index 4, but how come I know it? So I will say str1 dot index of what? I want the index of k. So you have to specify that letter here, and there you see guys, index 4. अगर k 1 से ज्यादा बार आ रहा है तो index will only return the first occurrence का जो index है वही return होगा, right? So if I say k is here as well, right? So k is here as well. So now you can see, right? In this case also you get the value 4 only because k का first occurrence कहाँ है उसी को हमें return मिलेगा. One more stuff guys, and then I'm going to take a break for 5 minutes. In the meantime, Sylvester will explain the code challenges for today, and after the break I will take 10 more minutes to explain some of the stuff around string. So मैं 5 मिनट का वो ले रहा हूँ ब्रेक, और उसके बाद मैं 10 मिनट की चीजें और एक्सप्लेन करूंगा इंडेक्स उसमें मैं आपको स्ट्रिंग्स में कुछ मेथड्स में आपको बताना चाहता हूँ. पर जाने से पहले मैं एक लास्ट स्टेटमेंट आपको देना चाह रहा हूँ. Then I will do that, don't worry, right guys. अब जो मैं कहने जा रहा हूँ वो again a very important statement to make, so everybody focus here at line number 123. Here comes a statement str1 at index 0. That means you want to access the letter at index 0, and now I write something like that. I have assignment operator, and assignment operator I'm saying this. What is the meaning of this statement? The meaning is this: whatever you have at index 0, now assign a new letter, which is actually small f, at that location. So it is replace with f. Actually, the meaning of this statement is replace capital F with a small f. This is the meaning of this statement. Let me run this statement, and then we have few learnings around here. So now select it, run it, and when I run it, guys, there is an error coming, type error. And what is the error message coming up? str object does not support item assignment. What does it mean? The meaning of this statement is this: that strings are read only, and once initialize you cannot change the strings in Python. वो चीजें जो Python में read only हैं, right? वो चीजें जो Python में read only हैं, they are called immutable, right? So strings are read only. Strings are read only, and read only stuff is known as immutable. We call them as immutable. That means this kind of statement is not possible in Python in case of a string, right? Strings are read only, right? Strings are read only, and once initialized you cannot change the content of a given string, right? So guys, is that clear to you? So regarding the string, I have explained you how the slicing is working, right? And along with that, I have given you one more concept, that this case is not possible, right? This case is not possible in case of strings in Python. Strings are read only. Once initialized, you cannot change them. They are immutable in nature, right? They are immutable in nature, right? So immutable मतलब हम उसी को कह रहे हैं जो कि क्या है, read only है. अब उसके बाद मैं स्ट्रिंग में और कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट चीजें बताने वाला हूं 5 मिनट के ब्रेक के बाद, राइट? एंड उसके बाद कुछ और नई चीजें हम सीखने वाले हैं, एक्साइटिंग. और फिर लास्ट के 30-40 मिनट्स में वी विल हैव द डिस्कशन राउंड. आपके सवालों का जवाब सभी का दिया जाएगा, सो इसीलिए सवाल अपने पास बचा के रखिए. वी विल आंसर ऑल ऑफ योर क्वेश्चंस, राइट? सो इन द मीन टाइम लेट मी ओपन द drive, and in the drive you have a assignments.txt file there, and there you can see day 1 assignment here. So you have 2 assignments for today, day 1 assignment 1 and then assignment 2, right? So this is how you have got the 2 assignments, and Sylvester is going to explain it to you guys what you have to do in these 2 assignments. In the meantime, I'm coming back. So now over to Sylvester. Can you take the charge now?
Yeah.
Okay. So mute myself.
Yeah. Good evening, everybody. Guys, hope you people are learning and enjoying the session. In this 7 days of training, there are two guys. One is the good guy and one is the bad guy. So Yogender here is playing the role of a good guy who teaches you every day new concept, and I play a role of a bad guy because I give you some assignments every day. So a lot of people tell me I'm a bad guy in this training session because I give you assignments every day. So I have already shared a file by the name of assignments.txt on the Google Drive share. So you people need to open that file, and based on the day, for example, today is day 1, I have marked the assignments what you need to do every day. So your work will be every day after the sessions are over, both the sessions, the training session as well as the doubt sessions are over, try to reconcile what you have learned in 2 hours, and whatever you people have learned in this 2 hours, these assignments can be solved using that concepts. So for today, we have two assignments, assignment 1 and assignment 2. And if you read the assignment 1 and the assignment 2, it clearly says the name of the assignment, the file name what you need to create, what is the problem statement, and in some cases I also give you hints. And using these hints, it becomes very helpful for you people to solve the assignments. I would request each and every participants of this training to at least attempt doing these assignments. This will help you gain the skills of Python in your as a programming language. So if you see the first assignment, the name is adult body mass index calculator. So what you need to do is, you need to make a calculator for me, and the file which you need to make for me is bmi_cal.py. You people can see this on the shared screen. I'm trying to explain the same thing to you people. And the problem statement says, let's assume every person has a weight, and you people need to calculate that weight in kilogram. For example, X person or a Y person or a Z person has a weight of say 70 kilogram. Okay, and then you need to also calculate your height in meters. Guys, what I'm trying to tell you is, you people need to calculate your height in meters. So usually in India, you measure your height in feet and inches. So what I have done is, if you see below the hint, I have given you a hint that if you want to convert your height into meters, you can use the following conversion table. 1 feet is equal to 0.3048 meters and 1 inch is equal to 0.0254 meters. So let's imagine your height is 5.7. That means, let's imagine your height is 5 feet and 7 inch. You'll be using this conversion table to calculate your height in meters. Guys, is this clear? So once you people have note down your weight in kilogram and your height in meters, then what you need to do is, you need to store this information in a variable. Okay, so today Yogender sir explained you how to store values in a variable. Okay, and if you are putting your weight in kilogram and in meters, there are high chances that you will be storing that information in the floating point. Okay, maybe your weight is 78.5 and your height is 1 point some meters. Okay, So you need to store these values where in some variables. And then what you need to do is you need to calculate your BMI value, body mass index. And I hope everybody knows what is BMI. It's a simple formula. I have also written in the hint. You divide your weight, which is in kilogram, by your height in meters. And then whatever result you get, you again divide by what? Height again. And what you get back is known as your BMI value. And you need to also do one more part in this assignment. You need to take the input of height and weight from the users, and then you need to store that information in what? In a variable. Is this clear, guys? Assignment number 1. It's a very easy assignment based out of whatever is taught to you today. You need to calculate what? Or you need to make a small calculator known as adult body mass index calculator or a BMI calculator. Okay. Now I'll move towards the next assignment. The next assignment is assignment number 2. Okay. The name of the assignment is ride cost calculator. Okay. And the file which you need to make is ride cost underscore cal.py file. This is the file you need to create. And the problem statement says, assume you travel, I'm assuming you travel 80 kilometers to and fro in a day. That means your office from your house is 40 kilometers away. That's why you travel at least 80 kilometers a day. Your cost of diesel per liter is 80 rupees, and your vehicle which you people are using to go to your office gives an average of 18 kilometer per liter. Okay. So guys, as a hint, what you need to do is store all these values in a variable. Okay. By taking input from the user, you need to store these values in the variable. What you need to store? How much distance you travel first, what is the cost of the diesel second, and what is the fuel average of your vehicle. And now what you need to give me or print is calculate the daily cost of driving per day to your office. I think so the problem statement is very easy, but then also because you people are trying to implement this in Python, I have tried to give you a small hint also that if you want to calculate what is the cost per day, first thing what you need to calculate is your fuel consumption. And how to calculate the fuel consumption? You divide the kilometer traveled by the vehicle fuel average. What you get is how much fuel is consumed. Once you know how much fuel you consume, what will be your cost per day? You multiply your diesel cost with what? Your fuel consumption. And using this small technique, you can make a small calculator how much ride it costs, or it's basically a ride cost calculator. Guys, tell me, are these two of the assignments clear to you people? And you need to create two files for that. Okay, one is BMI underscore cal.py and another one is ride cost underscore cal.py. And then once you have given a solution, written a solution, you need to upload this using the Google form, whose link is already been shared to you people. Is this okay? Lot of people is asking me, sir, what is the link of the Google Drive? Guys, it's bit.ly/FOSSFree5Drive. Okay, I am again sharing this information to everyone on the chat. This is the URL. I would request each and every participants of this training to keep a note of this in your diary, because every day we'll be updating this with a lot of new things. For example, today's file, what Yogendra sir is explaining you the whole concept. It's a day1.py. Once the class gets over, I'll store that file for you people on the Google Drive. And tomorrow, when the next class day 2 starts, before that, I'll be storing what? I'll be storing the solution of these two assignments so that you people can do what is known as your self-assessment. And how to do a self-assessment? You need to compare your solution with my solution, and then you can come to know what is the right approach of giving a solutions to problem. So somebody is asking me, Ashish Chaturvedi from Haridwar is asking, sir, how to save the project in Python in py format? You can control S, Ashish, and give a name. It saves that file for you. Okay, you need to give a directory where it saves for you. Wasim Akram is asking, sir, please send drive in WhatsApp numbers. Wasim, are you a lazy guy? Please take out a pen and pencil and note it down into your diary. Don't be that lazy. I have mentioned that in the chat. Okay? Ram Bhora, sir, please let us know how to upload this on this link. Ram, when Yogendra sir comes, I'll request him to explain once again how to upload that onto the using the form. Keshav is saying, sir, how can we on the Android phone? Keshav, you need to upload that. If you're using decoder on the Android phone, Keshav, you can use this URL and upload that using an Android phone. Okay. So hope guys, both the assignments are clear to you people, and tomorrow I should receive the solutions from your side. If you need any clarification, just let me know on my chat. Gaganpreet is asking, sir, when we are saving a file on system, do we need to create a separate? It's better, Gaganpreet, you create on your desktop a directory by the name of FORSK, F-O-R-S-K, so that whatever assignments you people are doing, you save at one location. This is okay? Dr. Richa Sharma is asking how to download Python. Just ma'am, Google it. How to install and download Python. You get a lot of links. Okay. Use the topmost link to download a Python there. Okay. Ram Bora is asking, have you posted a screenshot of the output? No, we have not done, Ram. Okay. Vishal Vakil is asking, what will be the deadline of these assignments as we have exams right now? Vishal, the deadline is always before the next class starts. Is it okay? So I usually give 24 hours to complete the assignment. So now the next class will start at 5 o'clock. You need to submit your assignments before 5 o'clock. Is it okay? Somebody is asking me, VS is asking, sir, which platform is better, Spyder or Jupyter? We would recommend Spyder, VS. Shivani is asking, can we leave if we have no doubts? Yes, those people who don't have any doubts can leave the session. Somebody is asking, can we use Python idle? Yes, you can. Shivansh from Jaipur is asking, sir, the user will enter the age in meters, right? Yes, the user will enter the age in meters and the weight in kilograms. Sir, are you back?
Yeah, I'm back.
So can you do one thing? Can you run the solutions for both of the files and show people how the output should look so they get a better understanding?
Okay. So guys, you have the files here, bmi underscore cal.py. If I open this file, this file has, you know, the solution for the given assignment. And this is actually the code challenge, right? So if I run this, right, that means you want to run all of the statements which are written in this, you know, file. For that, you can directly press this run button there, run file. Can you see, guys? F5 is there, directly shortcut way. So if you press the run button, right, it runs the entire, you know, statements and then says enter your weight in kilograms, right? So this is the first message which you need to show to the user, that says enter your weight in kilograms. So let's say my weight is 68. Enter your height in meters, right? Enter your height in meters. So if you know your height is, you know, let's say 5 feet 7 inches or 5 feet 8 inch, you can convert into a meter using Google, right? And that way you can, you know, have something like, you know, your height can be, you know, let's say you write 1.5 and then you say your BMI value is this, right? So it requires two input from you, your weight and your height, and based on that it calculates the BMI value, you know, and BMI is basically indicator of your, you know, fitness or obesity as per, you know, the science. So this is how you do that. And the one more file you have is
Ride cost.
ride cost. I think that file is this ride cost underscore cal, you know, .py. And if you click on this ride cost underscore cal .py, guys, again it has, you know, the implementation of your, you know, code challenge. I can directly run it, and I directly run it. There you see enter the kilometers you travel in a day, right? So let's say I travel अभी तो कहीं नहीं जाना हो रहा भैया, तो कुछ भी 8 किलोमीटर भी नहीं जाना. So but let's say I go 80 kilometers. Then it says enter the cost of petrol and diesel. So let's say diesel या petrol की cost is 75, you know, and then it says what is the, you know, average of your vehicle. So let's say my vehicle runs 15 kilometers in a liter, and then it gives you the output that fuel consumed in a day is this much, right? And that is the cost, right? So this is how your code challenges should behave, right? This is how, you know, you should get a feel that what you have to do in your assignments. So guys, is that clear?
Can you also explain, sir, if you want to upload this file, what will be the procedure then? A lot of people ask.
Now you have written two files here, guys, right? So you have two files now, BMI underscore calculator and the ride cost underscore calculator. Now to submit these two files, what you have to do, you have to open the Google form, right? So that is the link to your Google form. So I copy it. This announcement.txt is there in your, you know, announcement.txt is there in your Google Drive. I paste this Google form link, right? Muskan, you can currently take the, you know, meters directly, right? So no need to convert as of now. So now, guys, I am there to submit the assignment I have done, right? So this is the Google form to which I can submit. It requires me to enter email address, my name, my gender, my college name, your, you know, your college or university roll number, if any, your mobile number, you know, which you have, you know, shared with FOSS. And then you have to choose which assignment you have to submit. So let's say I have to submit BMI calculator. So I choose this BMI calculator, and then I click on this add file button. If I click add file button, you know, there is a pop-up window coming up and it says select files from your device. So I, you know, we have this, and there, let's say the name of my file is bmi underscore. So I select this and I open this. When I open this name comes out to be here, and then I have to click on the upload button. And once this upload is done, I'm there. Here you can see the uploaded file name, and then finally I need to press on the submit button, right? So this is how you can upload your assignments, right? So guys, as I made a statement before leaving the class for break, right? 5 minute break जो मैं गया था उससे पहले बोला था कि मैं strings के बारे में कुछ और चीजें बताऊंगा, but I think सिल्वेस्टर सर के हिसाब से मुझे अब वो चीजें कल बतानी चाहिए, ना कि आज। तो कल जब सेशन स्टार्ट होगा, राइट, तो कल सेशन स्टार्ट होगा तब मैं आपको जो कुछ चीजें बची हुई हैं हमारे स्ट्रिंग से रिलेटेड डिस्कशन में, मैं वो आपको बता दूंगा। Is that clear to you guys? I need to take 10 more minutes to explain couple of things around the strings, and I will take that in the beginning of session tomorrow, right? So guys, now I need to ask a question to you. मेरा एक सवाल है आप सभी लोगों का, और आप सभी लोग जवाब दीजिए। आपको आज की क्लास कैसी लगी? आपका क्या फीडबैक है? क्या आपका कोई सजेशन है? वो प्लीज आप बताएं, राइट? शेयर योर अंडरस्टैंडिंग विद अस। किस तरीके का आज आपको क्लास रहा? डॉक्टर रिचा शर्मा जी हैं, वो कह रही हैं गुड, राइट। गीतू है, वो नाइस क्लास कह रही हैं। प्रवीण अग्रवाल, लॉट मेनी पीपल। Amit Oscar Fernandez saying really enjoyed. Okay, Hindu Vardhan saying good, satisfied. It was awesome. Someone saying Keshav Kansal. Okay, Prabhu Misra, very good. Understood everything. Abhishek Jakrola, nice, useful, very useful. So a lot of people, Kirti Jain कह रही हैं great class sir, without any pressure. We enjoyed it. Thank you sir. Pankaj Sharma कह रहे हैं सर nice experience and explanation. Bhargav Katira very understanding. Vijay Kumar Gadag, I think he's from south. Super good. Okay, so a lot of people Priyanshi Goyal हैं, वो जयपुर से कह रही हैं today's class too much too good. So so how you can so I think now there is a question coming up from Aman Singh. He's saying, sir, once tell me how to store value in variables. So this is, how you can do that, Aman. So let's say I'm in my file back. This file would be shared with you guys, right? This file would be shared with you. This file would be available on the Google Drive. There you have to go there, right, Aman? Let's say you take a variable age. So age is the variable, name of the variable. And in this variable, you want to store some value. So let's say you want to store 23, right? So age is equal to 23. So this is how you take a variable with the name age and whose initial value is 23. So this is exactly you do, so how you can store the value in variable. So this is the way you can store the variables, values in a variable, right? Now, Annie Ahuja is saying input value is showing in the screen, but output in red value is not showing. What can be the reason? तो एक बार Annie जो है आप संदीप और मोहित में से किसी को कांटेक्ट कर लीजिए और अपना इशू रिजॉल्व। आई थिंक कुछ माइनर इशू है, हो जाएगा, डोंट वरी, राइट? Rohit Chaudhary saying yes sir, it was a nice session. Heman Jeannie Naik saying informative. A lot of Jivesh Midha, great session. Okay, useful. Okay. Robin Deep Kaur Saini कह रहे हैं, is there any alternative changing in the string? We'll do it in tomorrow. We'll see, right? Sahana saying effective class sir. Okay, I think a lot of people are talking about that. So Abhay Kole, okay, thank you. Pavitra Magadam saying, sir, I'm Pavitra and your class was nice. Your teaching was very good. Vishal saying, sir, which platform is better, Spider or Jupyter? So all of platforms are good, Vishal, right? There is no superior platform, no inferior kind of a platform. And whatever the platform you are comfortable with, right? So currently we are using a Spider, but that does not mean that Jupyter is not the tool to use. You can use Jupyter if you are comfortable with that, right? Uh, Vishal saying, sir, tomorrow class will be same time and upon the same link. Yes, कल की class का भी time 5 बजे ही है, same link पे होगा, and again we will have very good new stuff. कल की चीजें भी बहुत नई होंगी, right? Mithilesh Kumar saying, sir, you have a very good experience. Okay. Ritunjay Bahuguna saying very nicely presented, very easy to understand. Colonel Ritunjay Bahuguna. Okay, thank you. Okay, so a couple of experienced people are part of this session. Okay, I'll answer your question, Robindeep Kaur Saini, tomorrow. Don't worry about that, right? Vishal Vakil कह रहे हैं, are there any kind of arrays possible of integer data types? Yes, Vishal, हम ये सवाल थोड़ा सा समय से पहले है आपका. ये सवाल का जवाब अगले 2 दिन में आपको मिल जाएगा. Don't worry and you will be very very clear, right? So किसी ने Google Drive का लिंक मुझसे पूछा है, so I'm just going to share that link as well in your chat window, guys. So here it is. Okay, this is the Google Drive link, right? So अभय कोले हैं, उन्होंने ये पूछा है to paste it for everyone, right? So this is all that. Vishal Vakil sir, does the len alien functions work there? Yes, Vishal, ये वहाँ पे काम करता है. Aman कह रहे हैं कि sir, what immutable exactly means? I will explain it tomorrow. Don't worry. Right. Neet from Surat हैं. Sir, for a particular selection to run instead of shift plus enter, I have to press F9. So basically आपका मीट क्या हो रहा है कि आपके स्पाइडर में जो कीबोर्ड के शॉर्टकट्स हैं ना, वो चेंज हो रखे हैं. शिफ्ट एंटर की जगह F9 काम कर रहा है, तो आप चाहो तो उसको जाके चेंज कर सकते हो सेटिंग्स में, और वहाँ पे देखना कीबोर्ड शॉर्टकट्स को कैसे आप चेंज कर सकते हो, राइट? राजीव कुमार यादव हैं, राजदेव यादव को कह रहे हैं, सर पांडास लाइब्रेरी नॉट वर्किंग जीनी एडिटर. नहीं, उसमें नहीं मिलेगा राजदेव, राइट? इसीलिए मैंने बोला था या तो आप स्पाइडर पे या जुपिटर पे जाएं, ठीक है? सुखदेव कह रहे हैं, सर वन रिक्वेस्ट, नीड वीडियो रिकॉर्डिंग ऑफ लेक्चर डेली बेसिस. यस गाइस, रोज के वीडियोस रिकॉर्ड हो रहे हैं, आप चिंता ना करें उसकी, राइट? और ये वीडियोस रोज फॉस्क के यूट्यूब चैनल पर अपलोड होंगे. फॉस्क कोडिंग स्कूल के कल का वीडियो भी अपलोड हो चुका है. प्लीज गो टू द फॉस्क कोडिंग स्कूल यूट्यूब चैनल एंड सब्सक्राइब, राइट? So that you get a notification when we have a new video to upload, right?
So guys, it takes at least 1 hour after the session is completed to upload the videos. Okay, so just imagine if the today's session is getting over by 7 o'clock, by 8 o'clock the videos are uploaded on the YouTube channel. But I would request everybody that they search for a channel by the name of Fosk Coding School on YouTube and subscribe to it. The advantage of doing that is whenever we upload a new video, you will receive a notification for that. Okay?
In the meantime, एक मेरे पास यहाँ पे एक दिखा रहा है. Yes, Jay, पर ये बाद में होगा. That is not part of this program. You can do that, right? Guys, I have a question. So, Dr. Richa Sharma, can you share steps to download Python? So, I think Dr. Richa, आज शायद आपका पहला दिन है. यहाँ पे कल मैंने एक सेशन लिया था. So, Dr. Richa, is this your first session today? कैन यू प्लीज कंफर्म? और क्या कल का सेशन आपने अटेंड किया था, एक बार आप मुझे बताएंगे? विल यू रिस्पॉन्ड प्लीज? दिस इज योर फर्स्ट डे? ओके, यस। सो डॉक्टर रिचा मैम, आप एक काम करें, कल का वीडियो यूट्यूब पे अपलोड हो चुका है। यूट्यूब पर फास्ट कोडिंग स्कूल के नाम से एक चैनल है, वहाँ पे आप जाएं, ठीक है? एंड वहाँ पे जो एक सीजन 5 रिसेंटली अपडेट अपलोडेड वीडियोस में आपको मिल जाएगा। वहाँ पे पूरा एक्सप्लेन कल वाले सेशन में मैंने किया था कि आप कैसे यूट्यूब कैसे आप जो है गूगल पे जा करके पाइथन को डाउनलोड कर सकते हैं, और वहाँ पे एक्सप्लेन है। तो जनरली हम लोग जो टूल यूज कर रहे हैं वो एनाकोंडा स्पाइडर है। एनाकोंडा पैकेज का नाम है, तो वो एनाकोंडा आपको डाउनलोड करना पड़ेगा, और एनाकोंडा डाउनलोड करने के बाद जब उस इंस्टॉलर उसका रन करेंगे तो फिर इंस्टॉलेशन के बाद आप स्पाइडर को लॉन्च कर सकते हैं वहाँ से। सो yes, Abhishek, you can, right? So yes, Ram, you can, right? uh, so this is नितेश गोयल का भी यही सवाल था, शायद वो पहली बार आए हैं। सो नितेश, यही है कि आपको गूगल पे जाना है और वहाँ पे जाकर के डाउनलोड एनाकोंडा नेविगेटर, इस तरीके से चीज़ें करनी है आपको। एनाकोंडा नेविगेटर, राइट? सो ये जब आप करेंगे तो यहाँ पे देखेंगे, ये पहला जो लिंक है उसी पे जाना है, इंडिविजुअल एडिशन। If you go there, यहाँ पर you have a download button, so you click on the download button and there you can choose what is your platform. डॉक्टर विचा, ये आपके लिए भी है। सो अगर आपको चूज करना है कि आप विंडोज पे है आपकी मशीन, या मैक है, या लिनक्स है, एंड उसके साथ साथ मैं आपको रिकमेंड करूंगा कि आपको पाइथन 3.7 डाउनलोड करना है, इंस्टॉल करना है, और उसके साथ साथ ये भी आपको चेक करना पड़ेगा कि आपकी मशीन 64 बिट है या 32 बिट है। अकॉर्डिंगली यू हैव टू डाउनलोड द इंस्टॉलर, राइट? जिग्नेश अहमदाबाद से वो कह रहे हैं कि सर माई स्टेटमेंट इज नॉट रनिंग इन द स्पाइडर। उसके लिए जिग्नेश आपको क्या करना पड़ेगा कि हो सकता है कुछ लोगों को ये प्रॉब्लम आ रही है, जहाँ तक मैं समझ रहा हूँ, कि जैसे जब सेलेक्ट करके शिफ्ट एंटर दबाते हैं तो वो डाउन रन नहीं होता है। तो उसके लिए आपको यहाँ पे क्या करना है, आपको टूल्स में जाकर के, मैं मैक यूज कर रहा हूँ तो थोड़ा सा अलग है, लेकिन आपको क्या सर्च करना है, टूल्स में जाकर के कीबोर्ड शॉर्टकट्स पे जाना है, राइट? शिवानी खताब ने, यस यू कैन डू दैट, राइट? वो आप कर सकते हैं, यू कैन यूज आई डू एज वेल। सो यहाँ पे जैसे ही आप इस प्रेफरेंसेस पे जाएंगे, देखेंगे यहाँ पे यू हैव कीबोर्ड शॉर्टकट्स, राइट? सो गो टू द कीबोर्ड शॉर्टकट्स एंड देयर यू हैव टू सर्च फॉर रन सिलेक्शन। जैसे ही आप यहाँ पे देख रहे हैं रन सिलेक्शन, राइट? तो रन सिलेक्शन पे जैसे ही आप क्लिक करेंगे, डबल क्लिक करेंगे, एक नया पॉपअप खुल गया। वहां पे जाकर के ऑप्शन मिल रहा है कि आपको नया शॉर्टकट क्या चाहिए, तो नया शॉर्टकट आप यहाँ पे दे दें, राइट? अभी जो है मैंने शॉर्टकट ले रखा है शिफ्ट एंटर। कुछ जगह हो सकता है F9 आपको मिले, तो शिफ्ट एंटर आप यहाँ पे नया शॉर्टकट सेट कर दीजिए, और उसके बाद आपका रीस्टार्ट करने के बाद आपका काम भी इससे होने लग जाएगा, शिफ्ट एंटर से होने लग जाएगा, राइट? सो जिग्नेश, इज दैट क्लियर टू यू नाउ? आदित्य व्यास कह रहे हैं कि सर शुड वी हैव टू यूज टाइप कास्टिंग एवरी टाइम एज वी नीड टू कन्वर्ट एसटीआर टू फ्लोट? यस, जब जब भी आपको कन्वर्जन करना होगा आदित्य, तो आपको टाइप कास्टिंग करनी पड़ेगी। अगर प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट में वो रिक्वायरमेंट नहीं है, आपको नहीं कन्वर्ट करना है, तो देन यू डोंट हैव टू यूज, राइट? सो इस तरीके से यहाँ पर रहेगा। यस तानवी, यू कैन, राइट? अभय कोहले हैं, वो कह रहे हैं कि सर आर यू कंडक्टिंग एडवांस कोर्सेज कवरिंग NumPy, TensorFlow, Keras, डीप लर्निंग एटसेट्रा? प्लीज डू रिप्लाई, आई एम इंटरेस्टेड इन दैट आल्सो। यस अभय, कुछ दिनों के बाद अभी मशीन लर्निंग का एक कोर्स स्टार्ट होने वाला है, आप चाहें तो उसमें ज्वाइन कर सकते हैं। उसके लिए आप एक बार सुरेंद्र से कांटेक्ट कर लें टू गेट मोर डिटेल्स अराउंड दोस कोर्सेज, राइट अभय? आदित्य, यस, मैं कुछ और आपको बताऊंगा। कीर्ति जैन का भी यही सवाल है कि सर डू वी हैव टू यूज टाइप कास्टिंग? every time to change our data from str to any other. Yes, जब भी आपको change करना हो वो आपको करना पड़ेगा, right? राहुल, उसके बारे में आप चिंता ना करें। जो भी आपका प्रॉपर ईमेल हो, जो भी आप चाहते हैं उस पे आए तो वो आप सुरेंद्र से कांटेक्ट करके अपडेट करा दें। जो भी आपने फॉर्म में भरा होगा उसी पे आएगा, डोंट वरी अबाउट दैट, राइट? सर्टिफिकेट्स के बारे में कल आप सभी लोगों को बता ही दिया गया था कि ये प्रोग्राम फ्री टू ज्वाइन है, आप पूरा प्रोग्राम फ्री ज्वाइन कर सकते हैं। जब सर्टिफिकेट आपको चाहिएगा तब आपको एक लिंक मिलेगा, उस लिंक पे यू हैव टू पे 100 रुपीज, राइट? कल मैंने यह अनाउंसमेंट आपको किया था कि इफ यू वांट अ सर्टिफिकेट यू विल हैव टू पे 100 रुपीज फॉर दैट, राइट? डॉक्टर ऋचा शर्मा कह रही हैं कि कैन यू शेयर सम बुक। डॉक्टर ऋचा मैम, मैं आने वाले 1-2 सेशंस में इसके बारे में बताऊंगा, राइट? विशाल, विशाल सुरेंद्र से एक बार कांटेक्ट कर लीजिए मशीन लर्निंग कोर्स के बारे में। हाँ, एंड ही विल गिव्स यू द डिटेल्स, राइट? सो थैंक्स राहुल, अहमदाबाद से हैं। विशाल, यहाँ पे आई थिंक सुरेंद्र अभी इसमें नहीं है। सो विशाल, डॉक्टर सिल्वेस्टर से एक बार कांटेक्ट कर लीजिए आप, ठीक है? डॉक्टर सिल्वेस्टर, उनसे एक बार चैट कर लीजिए। डॉक्टर सिल्वेस्टर, कैन यू कांटेक्ट विशाल? डॉक्टर ऋचा शर्मा, आप कहाँ से हैं? आप प्लीज बताएं, कौन से कॉलेज से हैं? अच्छा, देदीप हैं। वो कह रहे हैं कि सर एक बार स्ट्रिंग इंडेक्स के बारे में बताएं। सो देदीप, 2 काम करने हैं, एक काम मैं करूंगा, एक आप आपको करना है। मैं कल जब क्लास सुबह लूंगा तो सबको फिर से बता दूंगा, कल शाम को 5 बजे जो होगा उसमें फिर से बताऊंगा। इन द मीन टाइम तब तक आपको क्या करना है, जैसे ये वीडियो यूट्यूब पे आ जाए एक बार देख लेना और सारी प्रॉब्लम्स आपकी दूर हो जाएंगी। डोंट वरी अबाउट दैट, मैं कल दोबारा एक्सप्लेन भी कर दूंगा। देदीप, राइट? कौन से कॉलेज से या सिटी से हैं देदीप, प्लीज? ओके, गीतम, ओके, थैंक यू देदीप। डोंट वरी, विल रिजॉल्व योर इशू, बट आपको कल की क्लास से पहले वीडियो देख लेना है और जब कल क्लास आएगी तो मैं आपको बता दूंगा, राइट? शिवानी, यस यू कैन, राइट? नितेश गोयल कह रहे हैं कि सर इज देयर एनी कॉपी ऑफ टुडेज सेशन? सो कॉपी का मतलब शायद आपकी रिकॉर्डिंग से है नितेश, तो ये यूट्यूब पे अवेलेबल रहेगी, राइट? डोंट वरी अबाउट दैट, यूट्यूब पे आपको मिल जाएगा। सो फास्ट कोडिंग स्कूल पे जाइए यूट्यूब चैनल पे और वहाँ पे सब्सक्राइब कर लीजिए उसको, राइट? सो यहाँ पे जैसे कि क्या करना है, youtube.com पे जाना है, राइट? youtube.com पे जब जाएंगे तो वहाँ पर सर्च में फास्ट कोडिंग स्कूल लिखना है। इन अ वेरी एलिमेंट्री स्टेप आई एम गोइंग टू टेल यू। So now it is your youtube.com guys। यहाँ पर फास्ट कोडिंग स्कूल लिखना है। फास्ट कोडिंग स्कूल जो आप यहाँ पर लिखेंगे, there you see the fast coding school, right? So you have to go on this and there you get a subscribe option there, right? So यहाँ पर आपको ऑप्शन मिल जाएगा सब्सक्राइब करने का। so क्योंकि मैं उसी अकाउंट में हूँ जहाँ पे मेरा स्टूडियो ओपन कर रहा हूँ। So there is the is Nitesh clear to you? Okay. So I think guys now we can close the session for today. If you have any more questions, please do let us know. We are happy to help you. Shivani कह रही हैं, thank you sir for today's class was very effective and got most knowledge about Python. Thank you Shivani. Please let me know किस सिटी या कॉलेज से आप बिलोंग करते हैं। अभय कोले कह रहे हैं कि सर as we use CLC clear all close all in MATLAB, is any such command? Yes, there is a command available away. If you say clear, right, so it will clear the console for me. So there you see guys, it's a clear. Okay. Thanks Richa ma'am. Aman कह रहे हैं कि sir this class was very interesting. Thank you Aman. Thank you Richa ma'am for sharing the details with us. Right. I hope you liked the class, Richa ma'am. So thanks Abhay. Sonal from Delhi हैं, वो कह रहे हैं सर थैंक यू सर, इट वाज वेरी नाइस लेक्चर टुडे, थैंक यू सोनल. क्या इस क्लास में फिलहाल काफी सारे लोग जा चुके हैं, कोई इस क्लास में ऐसा है जो वर्किंग प्रोफेशनल है, जो स्टूडेंट नहीं है? नमन कह रहे हैं कि सर इट वाज अ नाइस क्लास सर, थैंक यू नमन. सुखदेव कह रहे हैं सर योर वे ऑफ टीचिंग इज वेरी इफेक्टिव. सुखदेव थैंक यू. सुखदेव जी कहाँ से हैं? नितेश कह रहे हैं सर सर फॉर टुडे सेशन इट वाज अ ग्रेट सेशन टुडे. मनीष त्यागी कह रहे हैं सर यस आई एम वर्किंग. ओके. सुखदेव जी कह रहे हैं आई एम फ्रॉम पटियाला कॉलेज, मोदी कॉलेज पटियाला. ओके. गगनप्रीत वाधवा कह रहे हैं यस आई एम लेक्चरर, थैंक यू फॉर रिस्पॉन्डिंग गगनप्रीत जी. आई होप यू एंजॉयड द सेशन एंड अब शायद भरोसा हो गया होगा लोगों को कि यहाँ टाइम वेस्ट नहीं होने वाला है, यहाँ पे कुछ नई अच्छी चीज़ें मिलने वाली हैं. सो वंदना लोहार फ्रॉम मंदसौर यूनिवर्सिटी, मंदसौर से हैं, तो कह रहे से इट वाज अ ग्रेट सेशन. थैंक यू गगनप्रीत सर. अभय कोहले कह रहे हैं कि यस आई एम असिस्टेंट प्रोफेसर. थैंक्स अभय कोहले. आप कहाँ से हैं, कौन से कॉलेज से हैं? सिटी यूनिवर्सिटी कौन सी है आपकी? मुंबई. ओके, यू आर फ्रॉम मुंबई. ओके फाइन, थैंक यू. सो आई थिंक नाउ अमन कह रहे हैं कि आप कहाँ से हो? अरे भैया हमारे फॉस का ऑफिस तो जयपुर में है, वैसे मैं राजस्थान का ही रहने वाला हूँ. डॉक्टर सिल्वेस्टर सर जोधपुर से हैं एंड आई एम फ्रॉम भरतपुर. भरतपुर इज अ स्मॉल टाउन, छोटा डिस्ट्रिक्ट है राजस्थान में, क्लोज टू मथुरा एंड आगरा, बॉर्डर एरिया है राजस्थान का भरतपुर. आई एम फ्रॉम देयर. सो नितेश कहते हैं सर आई एम फ्रॉम जयपुर. थैंक यू नितेश. So I think now we can close the session, guys. कुछ और कोई सेशन, कुछ सवाल आपके मन में हो, जहन में हो, तो आप उसको जरूर बताएं and then close it for today. Right? कल वापस से 5 बजे मिल रहे हैं, फिर से कुछ नई चीज़ें होंगी और असाइनमेंट्स को करिए, वो अच्छा एक लर्निंग का ऑप्शन है. असाइनमेंट से लर्निंग आती है. बहुत सारे यूट्यूब पे बहुत अच्छे अच्छे वीडियोज अवेलेबल हैं. यू हैव द बेस्ट स्पीकर्स देयर फ्रॉम डिफरेंट यूनिवर्सिटीज़. मेरे हिसाब से लर्निंग जो आती है वो खुद करने से आती है, तो आप खुद जब करेंगे तो दैट विल मेक अ डिफरेंस फॉर यू. So Sylvester sir, I think we can close the session now.
There are no queries, then we can एक बार लास्ट अनाउंसमेंट कर देते हैं, किसी क्वेरी है तो then we can close the session.
Guys, अगर कोई नहीं पूछ पाया है या अभी भी मन में सवाल है, लेके नहीं जाना है वापस. राइट, जो भी सवाल है, कोई भी सवाल छोटा या बड़ा नहीं होता, कोई भी सवाल मन में उसको आप प्लीज पूछ लीजिए. ठीक है. कुछ सवालों के जवाब जो आज पूछे थे उनके जवाब मैंने जानबूझ के नहीं दिए हैं, वो मैं कल वाली क्लास में दूंगा. राइट, या आने वाले टाइम में अपने आप ही सॉल्व हो जाएंगे. राइट. I think we can close it. Okay guys, bye bye, see you tomorrow.